conservative video dipper. I hate to do this kind of video, but you are like friends, family. We are united. Though we may not always like one another or tolerate one another's shenanigans, but there's always that one dip bud that's out there that would be looking for a night call of a packed lip conversation to be had. Wherever the conversation may lead to, we would never know. And his goofy with that being said, I guess I will get to the point. 6 days ago, we have lost a dipper that has passed away. That dipper will be 2WHEELS98. Two Wheels 98 may have been odd to a lot of us and different to many, because we never knew what he would do or say and how he would start a conversation. We would always ask him how he was doing. He would always say, "I'm okay. I'm alright." As if nothing was ever going to bug him. There'd be times where he would be sitting in his wheelchair doing TikTok or YouTube videos or roast videos if you were lucky enough to be one of his roast buddies or have gotten roasted by him. It was always a pleasure to have been his friend. Though some of his ways may not be ways that we would think is normal, but he knew how to have fun. And all he wanted to do was continue to be a social media content creator. And he was part of the dip community. He wasn't just only part of the dip community. He was one of those dippers that would always be interested to know what he would have. Sometimes stokers, sometimes kayak, stokers seem to be one of his favorite, which I do not have right now. He would always make us laugh by saying out of sometimes what we would consider out-of-pocket things. And he would do it just to get us to laugh. And boy, did he ever know how to. For you that all that have had the privilege and honor to know him, you were lucky. You were lucky you were in that circle. you were lucky enough to hear his little voice crack out from the phone. Would you like to pack a dip? And it would always make you chuckle, because you would think, yeah, why not? Why not? Because, you know, you guys are going to be bullshitting for a while, and you knew you were going to be bullshitting with him for a little bit, until he got tired or had to go to bed. Well, for all you that were lucky to know him, to know 2WHEELS98, or 2WheelsDipper98, you could hear all of his fake Taylor Swift dating stories, or his fake romance that almost sounded hella close to a romantic novel, but he was not. He was not ever not there for somebody that needed him. He was always there for his friends, his family. When his father passed away, it was hard on the kid. It was very hard on him. Now, there might have been some things that people have said or done or gone against him for. And I'm sure those people are sorry. But Wheels always had a habit of trying to make people his target for roast sesh, because he thought he was good at roasting people. Sometimes he was good. Don't get me wrong. He knew how to do it sometimes. But sometimes you kind of just feel like he needs a little practice. But you give the poor guy credit. Because the poor guy just wanted to have fun. And it was always fun talking to Wheels. Again, whether Wheels claims he's not an alleged Hillary supporter, which we would always, you know, people that knew him would allegedly give him shit for, because they always thought that Wheels was a alleged Hillary supporter, but he supported Trump. Wheels was born and passed in Tennessee, the home of Dixie, the home that he would call home, and that he would go home to. So, for all you dippers that are out there with me, let's take a moment for Wheels. For 2WheelsDipper98. For Wheels. I miss you, buddy. I'm gonna miss you, Wheels. So if you got a dip, pack a lip. Another thing that a lot of us probably will miss is always his famous intro. What's kicking, chickens? If you knew his YouTube channel or his TikTok, that was always his intro. For Wheels. Cheers. Rest in peace, Wheels. Let's take a moment of silence to remember 2WHEELS98, or known as William Wright. Wheels may be gone, but never forgotten. Wheels may be no longer with us here, but there's one thing we know about Wheels. He was one hell of a good dude. I remember Wheels giving me a YouTube idea, or a live stream idea, that made him do a wheelchair boxing match. I told him, yeah, but Wheels, look, I don't want to have to punch you. You're my friend. Why would I want to punch you? And he goes, that would just be a great idea. And knowing Wheels sometimes had the craziest idea. He may be gone, but his ideas and his voice and his memory will live amongst us. So Wheels, you rest easy, buddy. The dip community down here's got you. We'll cover the rest. You just rest easy, buddy. You take care of your dad. And you make sure that he's okay. You pack Fat Lips up in heaven. Bigger than heaven could ever imagine. With a tub of Stokers that you would love. At some point I will try to buy Stokers to do in memory of him again. Ugh. You rest easy. Because Wheels, we weren't ready for you to pass. We weren't ready for you to go dip up in heaven and pack lips bigger than the clouds. But heaven was ready for you. God was calling you home. Rest easy. Rest easy, Wheels. Now you probably won't have to worry about making videos saying how much you don't like using the wheelchair, or whether you didn't mind it, but we kind of all deep down knew that it was a little rough for you sometimes. But hell, when the times got rough, you were never a giver-upper. You never gave up. You always kept going. We also, now that you can walk up your way to heaven, or wheel your way up to heaven, heaven got a hell of a good dipper, a good friend. For some may say this is goodbye, but this is never goodbye. This is, we'll see you soon. And we will see you. We will see you back up there. Packing lips, telling stories, listening to you, telling us all about your girlfriends and your adventure and all your roast videos you have come up with since you've been in your new home. And we want to hear those adventures. Those crawdad fishing stories. The wheelchair boxing moment that you may have had with other dippers up there that may have passed. It's hard to imagine losing somebody like you, Wheels. But we will miss you a lot. And a lot of us that knew you cared for you. Your friends, your family loved you immensely. Even though sometimes you may have allegedly annoyed a lot of us. We cared for you. And we loved you as a friend. Even though sometimes you called some of us a biting supporter. Damn kid always knew how to make us laugh and always trick us into getting a little angry. A little heated. You were the kind of guy that just knew how to do things. You knew how to pack fat lips. And spit in that little mud jug of yours. Or that bottle. Don't stop packing lips. And packing gift wheels. You keep going, buddy. We got you from here. We'll miss you. See you later, pal. And to the rest of you, that is in his family, we give our deepest, sincere sympathy and regards to you, to Wheels' mama, Mrs. Wheels. Oh. We know that you are right now hurting because of the loss of your son. But it isn't a loss, it is a gain that heaven has. Your son now has his wings. And hopefully he will continue to watch all of us and talk to us in our minds and in our soul and in our dip cans to remind us he is not going to leave us behind, but remind us that he is with us constantly, giving us that reminder. What's kicking, chicken? He's still around, and he's still kicking. So, Wheels, keep kicking, chicken.